Sharad Kohli, come in here. What are the economic ramifications as well of this war between Trump and Musk? What do you believe has led to it? Do you believe it was brewing for a while? Is the bill just a trigger, or is it the main issue? And also, what are going to be the economic fallout of this war between these two prominent United States personalities?
Good evening, Uday. Good evening to my honorable panelists and the NewsX viewers. It's always a pleasure. The economic ramifications are very interesting because a few weeks ago, if you remember, when Prime Minister Modi was there, Tesla was trying to push its way into India. And if you remember earlier, India had refused Tesla. India wanted it to manufacture. And finally, some space has been taken in Delhi near the AeroCity. And a few other places are being shortlisted. And of course, we should not forget the Starlink, which is almost on the verge of getting a license now, or probably the license is already there. Now, it all happened because there was a man behind who was part of the Trump administration. It was, ye dosti hum nahi chhodenge. He was seen standing beside President Trump at all times. And any word or request coming from him was taken as a word of request coming from the Trump administration, or not from a business person or not from an investor in India. So a very interesting case in point now, with Elon Musk no more, hopefully, part of the Trump administration. And the cracks have started appearing. They are very well visible to the whole world. He went to the extent of saying that it's the time to float a separate party, a new party, apart from Republicans and Democrats. He wants to float a third front. He even went on Twitter to say that if there is an impeachment motion, he will probably vote for it. So I think the bitterness crossed all limits, and it was a surprise because it could go to that extent. Now, I think the cracks started appearing with the tariffs itself. Well, we found Elon Musk was a supporter of tariffs initially, but when it started pouring down to his own businesses, especially the latest one, aluminium and steel, well, his cars were affected directly. The moment you impose tariffs on aluminium and steel, well, most of his car spare parts are being imported from China and other places. So with tariffs being imposed, his cars were under a threat. The cost of a Tesla in the US came under question. Then thereafter, I think the things started breaking up. And then finally, the big and beautiful bill. So Musk thought that whatever I saved by way of Doge or Doge, whatever you call it, by way of government efficiency, it all got wiped off because there was lavish spending seen in the bill. So he thought, "Jo maine bachaya, inhone to luta diya." That was probably the thought which he crossed his. And I thought he said, "That's not the right way. You made a department, you made me the head. I saved penny by penny, cent by cent, and collected $150 to $160 billion was the total saving he had made, which Trump appreciated. And far more than that was rolled over in the big and beautiful bill." He said the bill is neither big nor beautiful, or whatever, those were the exchanges being made at that time. So I think the cracks appeared from the tariffs when Elon Musk had indicated these tariffs are not good. And a very important forecast which Elon Musk has made last night is that the second half of 2025 is going to be a half of recession for America, which is very worrying because America already was struggling with its GDP. And 2 consecutive quarters, as you all know, means that country is formally into recession. It is officially declared into recession. So I think the economic fallouts are going to be major. He called him ungrateful. And I'm sure Republicans they do look forward to Musk. But knowing Trump, most importantly, knowing for his flip-flops, knowing for his turnarounds, I won't be surprised that when he wakes up in the morning, he said, no, Musk is a very nice man. I didn't mean what I say. And so you might hear that, some kind of a redemption being made or whatever has happened, because I'm sure people close to both of them, common friends, they must have told them, please don't wash your dirty linen in public. You're putting it all on social media. If you have issues to resolve, you better sit down together in a room and resolve them rather than putting it on Truth Social or putting it on Twitter. It's just missiles being fired from both ends as far as social media is concerned. So I'm sure something might happen which will probably calm down the situation. But if it continues, the economic ramifications, because Musk should not forget that, you cannot make crocodile an enemy when you're living in water. So if he ends up making President Trump as an enemy, he's got all his businesses carrying on, and any policy change can bring down his
well, the
businesses,
shares are
whether it
already
is
falling.
SpaceX,
The
withdrawal
shares
of
are already falling of some of the